How would you feel if someone blamed you for your struggle? How would you feel if someone told you that your struggle was your fault? How would you feel if that someone was your partner? How would you feel if blaming your partner for your infertility, they started to blame you for being unsupportive? So today I want to talk with you, and all week long I want to share with you a subject that was brought up in the Infertility Sucks You Don't group. And that is about feelings of blame towards your partner. I want to talk to you about blaming your partner for their infertility or their struggle and how to identify if you're doing it. For those that don't know me, my name is Shannon Wooten. I am a lifestyle infertility coach, and I help women who feel disconnected from their bodies heal by owning infertility sucks, you don't. So in creating a space for blame in our relationships, it actually minimizes the amount of space we have for empathy, happiness, and have a mutual understanding of how we both feel about the struggle or what you're both going through. So discovering your partner is the person who struggles with symptoms related to infertility can be difficult. It may take you both time to digest it, but it should be done together. And in casting blame in a situation, number one, it victimizes yourself. And number two, it can make them feel alienated. And you can become alienated from their feelings and how you actually feel about the whole situation. So I'm gonna say the hard thing. And the hard thing is, if it's them who's struggling with symptoms related to infertility and not you, chances are that blame idea has crossed your mind. And if it hasn't, that's great. But if it has, it's really, truly important to ask yourself this question. And the question is, am I labeling them as the issue and not the struggle, infertility as the issue? They are not infertility, and that is the whole impetus for Infertility Sucks You Don't. It's the whole reason why I created it. When we go through a struggle in our life, whether it's from a disease or something that is affecting us some other way, we are not identified by that struggle. And if you are in this with somebody who suffers from symptoms of infertility and it's not you, they're not this struggle either. And they should be a person that you love, right? It's an important question to ask yourself. I love them, right? And if so, it may be time to consider the following in order to sustain your relationship. Sometimes we aren't aware that we're casting blame onto somebody, and sometimes we are. And whatever the scenario is, it's important, I think, to consider the following. Number one, are you unhappy because of the infertility? You could be unhappy because of the infertility, but it could also be because you're thinking there's no solution. There's no way we can overcome this. And a lot of those feelings of desperation come from not communicating. So if you're feeling desperation, imagine how they feel. Imagine how they feel thinking, this is growing inside of me, manifesting itself, preventing me from doing what ultimately I want to do. Imagine how they feel. And if you're not talking about it and they're not talking about it, there could be, number one, blame that they're feeling on themselves already. And if you're feeling blame on them too, having a conversation can create compassion in the situation for both you in this relationship. But having the conversation, presenting your compassion of, look, I'm frustrated about this too, can go a long way. So if you're unhappy about their infertility, imagine how they feel too. Number one. Number two is, if you have anger and judgment about the infertility that they're feeling and that they've been diagnosed with, imagine how much emotion and frustration they're suffering from with this disease. Your frustration may be also not just the fact that there's that problem, right? Oh man, we're never gonna get through this. What is the possible solution that you're not talking about together? But your frustration, if you're blaming, could also be from helplessness. And helplessness is actually, it can be very compassionate. It means you're looking at the situation of, I don't think there's anything I can do to help you. In fact, I know there's nothing I can do to help you. And you feel helpless for them because you love them. And if you feel helpless for them in their symptoms of infertility, imagine how helpless they feel too. So talking it out again, if you say to them, I just feel so helpless, and you're feeling, blame, but really helplessness means I wish there was something I could do. Talking it out can be a way for them to say, you know what, I've been waiting for you to say something. I've been waiting for you to say something so I can unload this too. It can give them the opportunity and the open space to not feel judged because they could be judging themselves, to not feel that you're angry at them because they could be angry at themselves, and be able to open up to you, which is great. So number 3 is, if you truly love them, because I said before, this is a question you need to ask yourself. This is a hard thing I'm gonna say here. If you truly love them, then infertility is not happening just to them, it is also happening to you. And it's happening to the both of you together. Ask yourself, how would I want to be treated? And then take that to them. Talk to them about that and tell them, hey, because if you're not communicating and you're feeling blame, but you're not sure if it's blame, and you're kind of sort of saying, oh, they're the reason for this. But if you take a step back and you say, how would I want to be treated? And you take it to them and you talk to them about it, and you say, I don't know how you're feeling. And I don't know even how I'm feeling, but here's what I think I kind of have going on in here about this. And sometimes sharing how we feel can open a dialogue, and opening a dialogue to share more creates more room for compassion, more room for empathy, more room for understanding, and less room for blame. So ultimately, you make less room for blame in your relationship when you stop labeling the person as the issue. You stop singling them out as being the issue, and you stop feeling as if you are the only one with feelings of anger and judgment, and you make it communal. You make it, we're in this together, ride or die, homies, a team experience, we're going through this together. So when we stop labeling them as the issue, we create less room for blame and more room for understanding. Throw me some likes if you like this video, guys. Thank you for signing on. Leave me some comments below as well, and I'll hopefully get back to those later. I love hearing from you. And jump inside the private group, Infertility Sucks You Don't, to join the conversation. As I said at the beginning of this video, this topic spawned from that group, spawned from other people out there who felt blame in this situation. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's no right way to respond to a struggle or a trauma, but there is a way to understand it and come from a place of compassion more than a place of accusation. So thank you as always, guys, for signing on. Have a great week. My heart is already with you. Do good things and be good to yourself. Talk to you soon. Peace.